Wow, just making this video seem surreal. A few years ago, just 3 years ago, I was over $100,000 in debt. Today, I have over $100,000 just in my savings account. So let's jump into the video. But before we jump into the video, go ahead and smash that like button. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And let's jump into it. 3 years ago, I was $100,000 in debt. So I was in the negative. I had a negative net worth, not even zero, a negative net worth. Now today I have over $100,000 in the bank account, not including investments, just my savings account. So let's talk about how I did that. So first thing that I did was, and I think this is the most important part of it, you can't have your money working against you. So you got to pay off your debt. So you got to come up with a plan to pay off your debt. There's plenty of videos out there that I've done on how I paid off my debt. I'll link it up in the description so you can go into that. But it's a really important part in being able to save a lot of money, being able to invest a lot of money. You don't have that money going towards debt that's bogging you down, that's not allowing you to take even more risks or have freedom to do what you want with your money. So pay your debt off first. So pay your debt off. So that means with me, that means I have no student loans anymore. I have no credit card debt anymore. And I have no house payment. By the way, we didn't pay the house off, we sold the house. But you don't have to sell the house in order to do this. I was able to save this up before we even sold the house. It was just part of my regular expenses. You gotta live, right? Okay, so next thing, number two, is you gotta have a plan with your money. So even if you get your debt paid off, you gotta have a plan with your money. You can't have what I like to call lifestyle creep. Basically, this goes with any type of income increase that you get. You can't increase your lifestyle. So you can't increase your expenses. You can't move up in car, move up in houses. You have to keep your lifestyle the same, especially if you live a pretty good lifestyle. You can't adjust your lifestyle. Every time you get a raise, you can't adjust your lifestyle to go up to that because you'll never get into the pattern of being able to save money or have money in your bank account. If you continue to increase your life, continue to make more, continue to spend more, you do the math. There's no money left over. So you gotta have a plan with your money. When I mean have a plan, you gotta have a budget that you follow every month. You gotta have a system in place of what you want to do with your money when the money comes in. So you gotta have a plan in place to control it, because if you don't control your money, most of the time, you're not gonna have any money. So that's the same thing as if you're working out. Same thing if you're at work, anything, anytime you go into a challenge, you're traveling, whatever. If you don't have a plan, it's a lot harder to accomplish a goal or reach a goal in order to tackle that. So have a plan in place with your money. Number three, multiple sources of income. Now I have my income. I've always had this way. Whether it was a job, whether it was me starting my own business, which I have now, I've always had multiple sources of income. Never want to put your income in just one source. It's always good to diversify. Always have multiple ways of income coming in. That way, if something was to happen to one of the other incomes, if you just have one income source, all of a sudden the money stops coming in. So my income is broken into several categories. So I have my income that comes in from my consulting business. That is the majority of my income. That pretty much replaced my 9 to 5 when I had a 9 to 5. That was the majority of the income that came in. Second, I have money that comes in from affiliated income. So I recommend different softwares, different technologies, different tools for people to use in my field. And by me doing that, the tools that I use, I recommend it. They give me anywhere between 30 to 50% commission every single month from making those recommendations. The next is course sales. So the different products and courses that I offer, again, there's money that comes in every single month from that. This is something, again, course sales are, again, you have to put in work in order upfront in order for this to work. You put the work in up front, record all the videos, record all the content, and then you could just promote and market it. I don't do a lot of heavy promoting and marketing, but when people come and they opt into it, they sign up for my list, I do have emails and offers and specials where I do offer an opportunity for people to get a more in-depth training from me, primarily around money and their finances, through my courses that I offer to people. Again, this isn't a huge source of income for me, but it still is some income that's coming in. Definitely plan on ramping that up and have that being a bigger portion of the income that comes in. I'm only one person. I can only teach so much. So by having courses in place, that allows me to reach a lot more people and to provide education to a way bigger audience than just me working with people one-on-one. Got to duplicate yourself, right? So I figured that was the best way to systematize and duplicate myself, since that's what I do for a living anyway. Another way my income is broken up too, and that is investing. So that's primarily just broken down to real estate investing, dividend investing, any other avenue outside of me taking money, putting it somewhere, and getting a return back from it. The next income source that I have is not the last one, but this is just from my savings account. Is I have it in a higher interest savings account, so there is a percentage that I get, around 2%, that I get back every month for the money that I have sitting there. It's not a lot. Again, it's not a lot, but it's still money that's coming in. It's an additional source of income or money that's going to come in. Rather than having it in a traditional bank where I get nothing from it, might as well put it in a high interest savings account and get money from that. Again, this is different from my investing. It's just money that I have saving that I want to have liquid. In the event an opportunity comes around for me to invest, I can take that money and put it there very quickly. This is something that I just came across, like, this is just show you there's a lots of ways to make money. And the next one is sneaker flipping. So I have an interest in sneakers. I like sneakers. I like to collect them. I like to wear them. So while I'm doing it, while I'm spending all this time researching them, I figured it might as well be an opportunity for me to make money. So whenever I find a good deal on sneakers, I always try to get multiple pairs of them. Especially some retail sneakers can go anywhere from 100% return all the way up to 1,000% return or even higher. So just depending on the shoe, the deal that you find, there's always each year, each month, there's always this special sneaker that comes out. Sneakerhead community is crazy. So there's always an opportunity to make money off sneakers, buying sneakers, and either you can hold them or you can just do a quick flip and make the money back right away. Okay, and this is going to be the last thing which I think is probably one of the most important things. Is we talked about having a plan with your money. We talked about bringing in income, but this is the key one for me. And this is the one that has allowed me to save the most and make sure that I follow a plan. We're making sure there's a certain amount of money that's going towards my savings every single month. And that's by paying myself first. So whenever I get paid and money comes in, I say I pay myself first. That means I'm paying myself through my I take money out for these three areas. So I put money aside for taxes. Since I'm self-employed, I put money aside for investing, and then I put money aside for savings. I do those three things first each month before I do anything else. Once I do that, then I go into my budget and funding my other categories to live, travel, whatever, if I want to entertainment, whatever. I do all that stuff secondary, but I always pay myself first. So I take out my taxes, take out my investing, and take out my savings. And then whatever I have left from there, then I will take care of my living needs and living expenses for the month. If I have money left over after that, then that will automatically, again, go back into either my investing or my savings category for me to do whatever I like with that money. But I always have a certain percentage that I take out for those categories off the top. So making sure that I am hitting those categories every single month, because we all know it's a lot harder to do that. If you spend that money beforehand and you don't put it there, it's a lot easier to not just do it after the fact. So by me doing it first, I know it's always going to get done. That is mandatory. It's non-negotiable. I always have to do that every single month. Even if a month isn't as high income wise, I still take that percentage out to make sure that I hit this area. It's not a negotiable item for me. It is an item that has to be hidden first before I take care of any other items. Obviously, if you're in a different situation and you're just barely in the black to make ends meet, you can still, even if it's just taking, $10 to $20 every month or every pay period that you're putting towards savings and investing, still you're developing that habit, you're developing that muscle memory in order to start saving and investing. You're getting that into your plan. That way, when your income increases, you already have that structure and plan in place, and you can just increase it, the amount that you put towards those items as your income increases. So anyway, that is primarily the main way how I was able to save up $100,000 in 3 years. At the beginning of that, I was a negative 100,000. Trust me, it's a lot better on this side than the other side. So thank you guys again for watching. Make sure you smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Gonna be dropping a lot more videos for you guys. Have a good one.